Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the show. It's Kyle, and for today's Tools Day, I thought we would talk about a tool that you guys were questioning from one of my build series videos. So let's get into it. So the tool we're talking about today is the Fasco Metal Connector joist nail hanger tool, and you guys probably saw me use this on my build series, the last build series, and in fact I've been using this tool for over a year. So let me pull it out and show you what we're talking about. Here you go. This might look somewhat familiar now that you see it, and the blue and gray definitely has a very, I guess, common look when you guys see me using the jumbo nailer. That is a Fasco gun, and believe it or not, this gun was sent to me as a prototype over a year ago. It was the first one in the country. I've been using it since. Every time we've got hangers, something like this, a metal plate connector to fasten, it has come out and I've used it. So I've got a little bit of experience behind it, and honestly, I just never even thought about it as a Tools Day, and you guys actually reached out to me after seeing it in the build series and said, hey, why don't you talk about that gun, because we have no clue what it is. So this is the F70G, that's the model number on it from Fasco. It's about a $750 gun, so it's very expensive. It's one of those guns that buy once, cry once. It's gonna hopefully save you time and make you more efficient on the job site. That's what I have found with it, because I used to use something like this, which is a strap nailer from Bostich, but as you can see, it's got this little attachment down at the bottom for a hose, and that is why I don't use it anymore. So this thing is gonna shoot 2 to 3 nails every second, so it's gonna definitely be fast enough when you're trying to place it in one of these holes. That's probably plenty fast enough. And what this is gonna use is a battery. So we've got a little battery that's gonna clip into the backside, and you're also going to have gas. So that's gonna be very similar to a PAS load gun, which you guys know I love PAS load, but I just don't like the idea of gas, and it kind of stinks that I've got to use gas on this as well. And here is the gas, which this is a Fasco fuel cell, but you can use PAS load fuel as well. They're probably made in the same stinking factory. Now this gun is gonna shoot your connector nails. These are like the 10 penny. I've always called these TICO nails. I don't really know what the exact terminology is. Metal connector nails. These are like the engineered nails that you gotta put in anytime you're using a joist hanger. So you guys have probably seen these, and if you have actually installed them by hand, you will know why having a gun is so important for efficiency and for your finger's sake. Also, this gun will hold basically one of these clips at a time. You can't quite fit 2 full clips in at the same time, so I don't think that's really a big deal, but something to just think of, because you can go through these pretty quickly. So right away, let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. You can definitely see the biggest con to this gun is gonna be the size. So this is what a lot of guys are using, and this is kind of the hose-free generation. It's gonna get smaller, I guarantee, as things progress, but for now, this is a very big gun. I haven't had a problem in my application because I don't do a lot of 16 on center framing or even 2 foot on center framing like a lot of residential guys. So it hasn't been an issue, but I assume getting into some joist bays would be a little bit tight. Also, it is heavy compared to this, but I'll be honest, when you attach a hose, you get that extra, like, you know, drag all the time. And so I think it's kind of probably a wash as far as going from this to this, because it looks big, but I think they did a good job. This is not all metal, so it's not super heavy. Obviously, a big con is gonna be gas. I'm not a fan of gas. It's an added cost, but as of right now, I think DeWalt has a nailer that is gas-free and just battery powered on their 20-volt platform. I've used it in a demo at one of their events, but I have not used it out in the field. I just know that DeWalt has continually let me down in their framing nailers, so I don't know that I'm gonna go out and invest in their StrapShot cordless nailer this time. If I do, I'll share it with you guys, let you know what I think, because I do believe that as soon as we can get away from gas and just be battery powered, we're definitely better off. So the other kind of, I would say it's not a big deal, but the thing I noticed is this little tip right here is where you use to place right in the hole. It's not as easy as the Bostich strap nailer, because it actually protrudes the nail, and that's what you stick in the hole. It's very easy to line this up. This can be somewhat cumbersome, but in all fairness, Fasco, their rep, the guy that I deal with, Chad, super good guy, he told me that that is one of the things when they sent me this gun that they already knew was an issue, and I do believe it's been fixed or improved upon in the current generation. So something to look at when you go buy this gun if you want it, is if that bothers you or not. I'll be honest, I haven't had a huge issue with it. Once you know how to place it, it's been pretty good. So those are really, I would say, the only negatives. The really big negatives. I mean, it's been super reliable so far. Obviously, the major pro to this gun is just the fact that, you know, I don't do a ton of hangers on a job. Maybe I'll do 10 hangers on a porch roof or something like that. And just the ability to pull this out of the box, make sure the battery's good, and just go to town is super efficient. I hate having to run hoses or cords out on site. You guys probably already know that. If I can avoid it, I'm gonna try. And I'm okay with a little bit extra weight, maybe a little bit bigger size to accomplish that, to be efficient out on the job site. I've had zero issues with this gun, even being like a first generation prototype. It's shot all the nails. I've never had a misfire. I've had zero issues. So Fasco always impresses me with their quality of guns. I've had zero issues with any of their guns. So take that for what it's worth. Fasco's been a really reliable source. And at 750 bucks, it better be very reliable, because I think the StrapShot probably cost me a couple $100 back when I bought it. I've had this thing for years. Great gun. I mean, if you're a compressor guy and you gotta have air hoses anyway, then this is probably the way I would go if I were you. But for me, I just love cordless and I love the portability. So this gun doesn't have a ton of specs. It's not like we're gonna sit here and ramble on about, I've probably already rambled on too much about specs. So I'll show you how it kind of works, kind of compare the two. Regardless, it's way better than hand pounding these little tiny nails. So with the demo, I figured what we would do is first, kind of a traditional way, is these guys, when I started, I hand pounded all of these, what I call TICO nails. And a nice little tip and trick, if you are doing that, when you have these, you can still buy them by the strip like this. Take the first nail, just go ahead and crank it on its side, and then you have a way to get your fingers away from the nail, because I could promise you, if you do it enough, I don't care how good you are, you're gonna smash your finger when you're in a tight space pounding these. And all you're gonna do is just have, you know, that gives you the ability to keep your fingers away and pound the nail in. But obviously, anytime you don't have to do it physically with force or manually with a hammer, that is the best thing. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and just show you on the Fasco real quick what it does, how it looks, how it operates, and then we'll kind of show the Bostich, because specifically I want to show you the way it places, and yeah, we'll compare them. So we got the battery, we'll go ahead and stick that in. And then fuel, like I said, is very similar, or it's actually the same as the PAS load, and it works the same. You're just gonna load it, and then you're locked and ready, and it doesn't do anything until your tip has been placed. So we'll go ahead, I'm gonna line that up, get some gas in there. Pretty simple. So you can see I'm gonna take the tip, I'm gonna put it right in the hole, and then I'm good to go. So there's really not much to this gun, but it does a very good job. Like I said, it's been super consistent, and it definitely sinks the nails. Nowhere in there did I have to really do much manual labor, so that's why I love a StrapShot gun over the old way of pounding them. Now let's go ahead and set a compressor up just so I can show you the way this works, which is a little bit different than the Fasco. All right, I got a nice hose, which I actually don't like. And you can see it's got like a safety on it, so you can't fire it until you've pushed down on this fastener. Now, when I come in here, you're gonna see, I'm just gonna basically line up that nail. Super, super easy compared to the Fasco. And once you push down, I don't have enough air probably. Nah, gotta have the compressor on, guys. Maybe you can hear that, maybe you can't. That's that Hitachi compressor. I don't know if I've even talked about that. I just don't like to talk about compressors because I don't really like to use them, but this thing, we're in the shop and it is super quiet. We'll let it go ahead and fire up here. All right, now we got the pressure built up. Let's give this a try. You'll see I'll go ahead and put this little tip right in the hole, and that's what's gonna be kind of the safety release on this gun in order to work. All right, I guess you can see that's definitely gonna shoot it in a little bit further. I might have the pressure turned up, but super easy to see right where your nail is gonna go. Versus the Fasco, I've got, you know, you gotta almost feel it. Now, you might be saying, oh, but Kyle, that Bostich set those way better than that Fasco did. And I would say, yeah, you're right, but I don't think a code official is gonna like this. So I've got that pressure turned way too high. You don't want to destroy the integrity of that fastener. And the Fasco always sets it like just, it's a perfect depth almost every time, in my opinion. So not a whole lot to show here, guys. The Fasco gun is just all about efficiency in my eyes. It's a little bigger, it's a little bit more cumbersome. I gotta buy gas, but I never have to turn a compressor on. I don't have to lug around a hose. I can get up in the trusses or do whatever. And it's just about freedom and efficiency. At 750 bucks, it's gotta make sense to you. Don't go out and just buy it because you know, you saw it on RR Buildings. You gotta do a lot of hangers to justify it. I don't even know if I would have bought it originally. They sent it to me. That made it easy for me to stomach, but 750 bucks, I'd have to do more hangers than I probably normally do. Like I said, I don't do them all the time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully that answered the question. If you were watching the build series wondering what gun are you using, it was the Fasco F70G, and it is available. It's got to make sense for you. You know, it does come with a big price tag like any really good niche tool. I feel like it's buy once, cry once. And hopefully this video helped anybody out there that was looking for a solution like this. If you've used the DeWalt, let me know. I think there might be a Hilti out there, and there might even be a Pazload. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed the video, I appreciate the support by hitting that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next Tools Day. In the meantime, go check out some of the build series that I've been putting out.